One of the first things that new parents do as they prepare for their baby's arrival is set up a registry and start collecting items that they think are going to be necessary to care for their new baby. And I know we did this, and a stroller was on the top of our list. And you spend so much time researching and reading reviews and talking to fellow parents and figuring out which one's going to meet all your needs. And for us, with almost all our babies, we haven't used a stroller with them. And we did with our first, and that's when we realized this wasn't actually a necessity for our lifestyle. So today I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why we don't use a stroller with our baby. The first reason, as you may have guessed, is that I prefer to baby wear. And this means that transporting my baby requires only me and a well-fitted, comfortable, ergonomic carrier. So that's the main reason we don't use a stroller for them when they're teeny tiny, is that really my baby and I continue to be as close together as possible for as long as possible. And the reason I prefer to baby wear is for all the benefits that baby wearing offers, from a boost in hormones to increased milk production to having a calmer baby. For all of those reasons, I definitely prefer to baby wear over using a stroller for my newborn, my infant, my baby under 1. The second reason that we don't use a stroller for our baby is that the toddler uses the stroller. So we do have a stroller. We have had strollers over the last 13 years, but typically it's the toddler that uses the stroller because I would much prefer to carry a lighter, smaller baby to a taller, heavier toddler / preschooler. So we tend to use a stroller for our older child or children. At one point we had a double stroller, and I think our 6-7-year-old could still fit in it. It was an amazing stroller. I miss it so much. But we would use it for the older kids, and so that way I could still have all the snuggles with baby have what they needed, just being close to me, and we still use the stroller for the older kids who obviously could walk a lot more, could have a lot more freedom in terms of movement, running, this and that, but they still get tired. Their little legs get tired pretty quick, and so we had the option of letting them sit down in the stroller, or sometimes I would also carry them, but it's a lot less tiring to let them ride the stroller, so we would leave them for them. The third reason is that we don't use an infant car seat or bucket seat with our babies in the car. We tend to just have a convertible car seat. So we take our baby out of the car seat and place them in a carrier, and off we go, whether it's just coming home, running an errand, or going out for an adventure. It's a lot easier for us that way, and it totally eliminates the need for a stroller because we don't have that portable bucket car seat. The fourth reason is that it's just not that convenient to use a stroller for us. I find it much simpler, much quicker, much smoother of a process to just get baby into a carrier and off we go. Whereas with the stroller, you're talking about getting the stroller out. When they're really small, they can't just sit in a stroller, so you need to have either a bassinet, or you need to have a car seat that goes in that stroller. It's just a lot more to consider, a lot more gear, and a lot longer of a process. So just from a convenience factor, it's just a no-go for us. The fifth reason is that I actually use public transit a lot, and it's a lot easier to manage public transportation in my city without a stroller, especially during peak hours, or even during different seasons. Sometimes we've been left on the side of the road because the bus is so full that it cannot accommodate us. Or sometimes the elevators have been out of service, and I have had to, with the help of kind strangers, carry a stroller up a lot of stairs to get to another level. And so it's just been a lot more convenient to just put baby in a carrier and off we go. I don't need to worry about whether it's going to be stroller friendly, whether the elevators are working, none of that. It's just a lot easier for us in our day-to-day when we take public transportation to have baby in a carrier. Reason number 6 is that we try to limit container use in and out of the house for our babies. So this is car seats, this is swings, this is bassinets, this is any type of container where our babies are just kind of sitting there, not moving around a lot. We just limit them. And we have used them over the years, but we've honestly found that they are not a necessity. And their use is so limited, not just from a health perspective, but also just from a baby perspective. They don't last very long in those containers. They get bored easily, they get frustrated, they want to be close to us. And so we found over the years that it's just not been worth the effort to try and get those things, including a stroller. My baby would cry in the stroller, and I'd end up carrying a baby and pushing an empty stroller. And so we've just found over the years it's been much more pleasant for baby to not be in a container, but also for all the health reasons to avoid as much as you can the use of containers that limit the baby's movement. It's been really great to be able to use a baby carrier to not just facilitate movement, but also to benefit our baby's health, to ensure that there are no flat spots on their head, to ensure that they're getting range of motion in their neck, to ensure that they're able to move and develop muscles in a way that they wouldn't in a container. So for that reason, we also have chosen not to use a stroller for our babies when they're little. And the 7th reason is that we actually live in a very small space and we have no storage. We have no storage. I have a very tiny little linen closet. And over the years, we have had 3 strollers in the last 13 years. And it's always been really frustrating to find a place to store it. Our double stroller was the biggest, and it was kind of an eyesore. It was always near the front entrance, and it was just frustrating to try and find a place to store it, especially because it wasn't just a stroller that we would keep in the car for, like, you drive somewhere and then you take out the stroller. Like I said, we live in a very transit-friendly, pedestrian-friendly city, and so we walk a lot. Our neighborhood is walkable. I walk with my kids to the library, to the grocery store, to the park, to the playground. Like, it's just, we do a lot of that. And so to have to deal with storing a stroller for a baby and deal with all the gear that comes with that, it just doesn't make sense. And so for those reasons, we just have decided not to use a stroller with our babies. I would love to hear from you and find out whether you've opted to use or not use a stroller. And if you want to share your reasons why, please do so in the comments. I hope that for those of you who have been on the fence about whether you should get a stroller or not, that this would help you kind of decide whether it matches your lifestyle or not, and whether you actually do need one for your lifestyle. And like I said at the very beginning, we have used a stroller. I'm not saying strollers are a no-go and that you should never use one. I just like to give people the perspective of, what if you didn't use one all the time? What if you chose to baby wear more often? What if you chose to have more of this connection, bonding, and convenience that baby wearing offers? I love seeing parents discover possibilities, and that it doesn't have to be just one way, that baby wearing can actually solve a lot of the issues that we have in terms of mobility, in terms of accessibility, and it's a really great option for traveling, a really great option for just your day-to-day living, to make things more manageable when you have a little one, as opposed to trying to deal with a lot of gear. So would love to hear your feedback. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and please leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.